Well, good morning. It's actually a cool and rainy June 1st out here. And for once, the forecasters were right. It is pretty wet and muddy out here. So by most accounts, this area has now received close to 2 inches of rain since Saturday night. My own personal gauge says 0 because apparently it has a hole in it because I forgot to bring it in for the winter. So yeah, let's take a look at some fields and see what's going on. This field out here, dryland canola with very, very poor stand, seeded a couple weeks ago now. Now that it's gotten some moisture, we should see good germination over the next week or so. Right now, it's still too early to tell. This moisture just started to come down Saturday night, so it's been about a day and a half. A couple more days, maybe we'll see some emergence. A lot of what I'm going to be doing today is just checking staging on cereals for spray timing. Lots of fields like this barley just coming into spray timing here now. And, you know, ideally they would be getting sprayed this week. But looking at the weather forecast with rain through to Thursday, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of spraying going on. Well, my cornfields this morning are looking a little bruised and battered. You can see some of them are a little bit weather beaten. There's the odd shredded broken leaf here and there, but not much we can do about that. We can see nice rows now, much better emergence compared to last week. So things here are looking pretty good. Just need to monitor that weed situation due to how sensitive corn is to weeds at this early growth stage. But this field looking good so far. Well, it's now Tuesday, starting to feel like a rice paddy in some of these barley fields here. Yesterday we had very little standing water around, but it is really starting to accumulate here now. We did have pretty heavy rain overnight, must have been at least another inch. I would say this area we're probably at 4 inches in total, with other areas, you know, farther west and stuff sitting at about 5. So definitely getting pretty wet out here. Well, there's certainly some good standing water and a few low spots in places I haven't seen in years. Now, this can be very damaging by itself. Most of our cereal crops, as well as things like canola, can be severely damaged by as little as 48 hours with submerged saturated root zone. So hopefully it won't be that long, but we'll see how things turn out. Tuesday afternoon here now, the rain and wind is starting to decrease a bit, but my small plot trials here after 3+ inches of rain are looking a little bit bedraggled, but no worse for the wear. Really, I don't see any differences between any of the plots at this time. Really, most of those products from pre-burn timing will have only just now been washed down off the surface layer of soil, so maybe we will see a difference after all. Probably going to be doing in-crop spraying next week. I'm thinking we will be in staging for that now. We're mostly 3 to 4 leaf stage here, like 4th leaf is just starting to emerge. So we could go now, but I want to do it when it's actually getting sprayed with herbicide, so it'll probably be next week. Well, all this rain and wind has certainly hardened some of the trees in my yard here. This old ash tree has just split right down the middle. It's just barely holding on here. So of course, if it breaks in half, one half is going to fall on the house and the other half on the garden. So I'm going to ratchet strap it together now till the weather calms down enough I can get in here with some heavier equipment. Wednesday morning now, finally seeing the sun for what seems like the first time in a week. There is still water laying absolutely everywhere. It's between 3 and 4 inches in this place, I believe. So this fall rye is currently underwater in a few places here. But that's going to be normal for today. Checking out some puddles and some damages. We'll see what's going on. As you can hear, the frogs are at least very happy today. Should probably go get some mosquito repellent this week. I have a feeling that next week the mosquitoes are actually going to be out. Well, there's lots of spots like this in many fields. This is a canola field where mostly we were at 2 to 3 leaf stage emerged canola, although still some cotyledons. You see we also have some decent sized kochia under the water there. So right now there's about 2 inches of water sitting on the surface here. So this canola is sitting in saturated soil. Hopefully it's going to drain relatively quick. Canola is going to be pretty sensitive to being in a saturated root zone. After, probably 72 hours or so, you're going to start to see significant stand reduction and stress and yield reduction in any areas like this. May not completely kill all of it, but after a couple days it probably will. This field of barley was sprayed last week with Axial Max, which is basically Axial Extreme plus Tylenol. And looking like we got some pretty good results in here. You can see lots of this buckwheat and lamb's quarters stuff is just burned right down. There might be some survivors here or there. You can also see we've got a whole lot of new emergence just starting to come up since the rain. So we'll see. Definitely looks like there's a flush of canola coming up. This is, of course, on canola stubble. So yeah, should be interesting to see. Here you can see there's a little bit of barley that was cut off by cutworms earlier and is now regrowing as well. This kind of weather is extremely bad for cutworms, actually. Just cutworms, because they live under the soil. Typically when conditions are really wet like this, it basically forces them to the surface where they're exposed to predation, or during rain, it's temperature and weather. So it tends to have a pretty high mortality rate on them when we get a heavy rainfall like this. So should be interesting to see what happens. Also here in this field, we have a really nice big goat's beard, or yellow salsify, whatever you want to call it. You can see that group 27 from the Talonor did a lot of damage to a lot of these leaves, but in itself, the Talonor isn't really going to cause mortality on this, at least not the group 27. But now the group 6 and the group 4 from the Axo Extreme is starting to work on those growing points. So we're seeing some curling, twisting, some yellowing of the growing points. So we're probably going to get control on this weed, although it is going to take some time, and it may actually still have enough energy in it to actually flower and set seed. Here you can see we got a pretty big prickly lettuce that got hit by the Talonor, and you can see too, you can see all that group 27, some of that leaf damage that would have appeared last week. So this has been 9 days since application. And you can see that growing point, all that new growth is just yellowing right out. So we should be able to get some pretty decent control on a weed like this. Well, over by Fort McLeod and some dryland canola, sandy conditions here. We've really been struggling with getting good germination. You can see we've got canola that has emerged over the last couple of weeks, and we're looking pretty good. We're, 2-3 leaf stage. We got some broken and shredded leaves here and there just from the violence of that wind and rain. But really what we're more concerned about is new emergence. And it's still pretty early, but there is a few cotyledons just starting to peek out here. I think we'll see a whole lot more in the next few days as things warm up. There was some, like this one here, that was just underneath the surface, so I'm pretty sure even in just a day or two, the stem is going to look a whole lot better. We just have to be careful at this point now, because this canola has been seeded for basically a month at this point. A lot of our seed treatments are going to be basically ineffective, so that's going to leave an emerging canola crop like this more vulnerable to things like flea beetles and cutworms, so we'll have to watch out for them. Here on the side of this coulee is a pretty interesting wildflower. You can see we got these really cool white flowers. There's a couple that are, I think these ones are done, and there's a bunch here that are still in bud. This is a type of evening primrose, so yeah, pretty cool to see this. I don't see this terribly often. There's only just a couple plants here. Looks like I found another small plot trial of a really high seeding rate here. You can see some patches have had excellent germination, but there's still a fair amount of seed that was surface supplied that still just has not done anything. Well, this interesting looking thing is an insect trap that I set up late last week here. So these are from Life Scientific. We've got 4 of these we're trialing out through AgroPlus. They have a camera up in the very top underneath there that is using an AI image detection algorithm. Basically, we're going to capture bugs on this sticky paper here, and that is going to tell us exactly what insects are going to be there. So should be really interesting. This one's been hanging up since Friday. As you can see, totally full of flies, and the southern Alberta wind has already broken 2 of the 4 cables that's holding it up. So we'll see how it does. Well, this canola field has pretty severe stand variation in it. This is actually an irrigated field, but this is heavy compaction from cattle here from fall feeding, and now we're seeing the results from that. So the canola is managing to push its way up through this crusting here in these compacted areas. Right now they are still relatively damp, these crusted areas, so it's not hard like a brick yet, but I think that will rapidly change with this wind in the next day or two. So I'll have to really monitor this field, but I think right now, as of right now anyways, I should say, we're going to have enough canola here for there to be a stand, but we won't have a lot of wiggle room. Well, that'll be it for this week. I know it has not been a great week for shooting video between rain and wind and everything else, but it is what it is. Growing conditions right now will certainly be nice, especially if the wind dies down. Anytime we're in those 20-degree temperatures and we got good moisture is great growing conditions. So we will see what weekend weather brings us, whether we get thunderstorms or not, but we will see you next week.